So
Yeah,
I'm also recording the session, so it will help you.
sir, once you finish the section, we will have the question. Definitely will ask.
Yeah, please, Yani. Just let me talk first, and then you will have any question, anything you want,
Sure, sure. Sure, sure.
any
We will,
question,
we will,
you can ask. So let's start. Yani. So you see,
yeah, yeah.
there are two type of assets in the system. One is called
Yes.
existing asset, and one is called the new asset. If you have existing asset like a meeting table, which I created for you to understand how you are going to record it. In asset list, you see there is a home button, asset module, and asset list. This is the list. These are filters. These are sorting criterias, ascending or descending. And this is my existing asset as a meeting table. And if you open, you are this is the dashboard of the asset where depreciation schedule is linked. Some other records are linked, which I'll talk about later. So you see, this is the asset name, particular name. You can type a code. If you have asset code or anything like a number, you can type it in here in the name while you are composing the asset. It is still in draft mode. I did not submit it. You as soon as you submit, it will be locked. You will not be able to edit them because you are composing this document. So it is still in draft mode. So you have to define the name of the asset and the asset category. And asset category has all the associated depreciation and accounting mechanism defined here. So based on the category, each asset will be controlled as far as depreciation is concerned and as far as accounting is concerned. So you define the asset name and asset category and then the location here. You can pick and choose like this, Yani. It will be easy. You can create a new location if you want. So custodian is going to be the employee. Summit, I think Joel is here. So you can define any employee you can tag from any department. So this belongs to a company. It is an existing asset. You purchase this asset at this point of time, and by the time the same day it was, it is a meeting table, and you just bring it here in the office, and you start using it. So it was 10,000 dirhams, and it obviously it is one piece. So since you have consumed the whole month, whole year of the 2024, and now by the time you are recording it in the system by the starting date by which you want depreciation to start for this asset in your books automatically within ERP. This is the date where you have to define it. Yani you want by the 31st of January. You want system to calculate the depreciation automatically, but obviously asset is not a new asset. Asset is an existing asset, an aging asset, which is already in there in your books. So you have, the it has a purchasing date. It looks like the 1 year is already gone. If you see any the dates, you see it was purchased in this point of time, and the same day it was available to be used, and like a commissioning date. But you want ERP to work on this ERP, asset by this day. So you see this depreciation table will come automatically based on the category you choose in here. You choose category and this table will be populated automatically. So it is defining the type of depreciation which you can pick and choose as well, and the total age of the asset in months, like 5 years, which comes to 60 months, and the way you are and the frequency and the period by which you want the system to record the depreciation automatically, like a monthly, or maybe if it is 3 months, like a quarter, or maybe half yearly, like this. But generally, some everybody records the depreciation expense on monthly basis. There are some other section which we will talk about later. As soon as you press save, system is going to throw you a depreciation schedule. Still, you are in a draft mode. You did not finish composing your asset. So system has thrown you depreciation schedule, so which you can click here to open it. Even the schedule itself is another record which is linked to your asset. This is your asset number, and you see system has thrown you depreciation schedule right starting from the day you remember the date or maybe I open, let me open the assets and the assets schedule parallel, so you, to make you more understandable yani. So you see, I'm talking about this asset. So I open the asset in this window, and this is what, as soon as I press save, system has tabulated, bring me a new document for as a depreciation schedule, which I open here in a different window, because it is another record yani. It is linked with the asset, but it is in fact a different record yani. Asset is a different record, asset depreciation schedule is a different document attached to it yani. It is attached automatically yani. As soon as you press save, system will go and check yani, based on a category and this table, and defines the schedule table for the whole asset. So you see, starting from the day which you define here, here, starting from the day you define here, system tabulates a day table. But you see, for the first month, as per straight line method, 150 is going to be per month depreciation. But you see, accumulated depreciation is going to be recorded as 650, because you have defined some 500 as opening day accumulated depreciation. So this plus this 500 and 150 is going to be making up 650, because it is not just new asset, it is existing asset, and it was purchased sometime back in 2024 you know for this accounting year you have.
Sorry, Mr. Hassan, brother, for the 500 for opening balance for depreciation, right?
Yes, yes.
Opening balance. Okay, right?
Right.
Okay, okay, thank you.
So for this thing, for as far as accounting is concerned, these are already recorded. You are going to produce me opening balance for this, because system is not going to record and throw accounting for this balance here at the time of recording assets. These will be recorded at the time of opening JV or opening balance creation in the system in the ERP, which I will ask you, later on while you will be going live, Yani. So here at this point of time in the depreciation schedule, at this point of time, system is going to throw the depreciation JV for this amount only, because for 500 the opening JV is already recorded with the net value of the asset plus the accumulated depreciation for at that point of time of 1st January, yani, like 500, yani. So that opening JV I will establish for you, yani. You are just going to produce a balance and I will bring and create that for you. So you see, if I go back to the asset, so asset has 60 months as a total age, and the total asset value is 10,000. So you see, if I go to show you, the total table, and I will go to the last page, yani. So you see, system is tabulating 9,000, and making up some 57 months in age. Why? Because not only that I have defined the age, I also define in the same line here. If I click in here, I have defined that 10%, like 1,000, should be scrap value should be recorded as well. So out of 10,000, system should stop on 9,000, because I have defined the 10%, which comes to 1,000 as a as a salvage value or a scrap value of the asset. So you see, system comes at the point of 9,000 and stop it. So which is in fact which is at a point where system is driving the depreciation to 9,000, comes to 57 month. But the whole age is like 60 months. But since you have defined the salvage value, that is why system stop on the 57. But let's say I don't want salvage value to be there, so I made it 0. So now I'll save it, and system is going to recalculate my depreciation schedule. The same table, yani, the same table is recalculated. You see, it was 150 earlier. System has calculated and thrown me a new table. You see, it was first 150 for the first month, but since I don't want any scrap value or salvage value, I want the whole asset to be depreciated by the 60th month for the full cost of 10,000. So you see, based on this ground, the 166.67 dirhams is going to be per month depreciation. And if I go to the last, in this table, 50 lines on one page. For more lines, more than 50, you have to go system, create another page which you can navigate like this. Or since it is two pages, so you can just click on the last, so system will reach to to land up in here. So you see, based on the criteria, system is going to depreciate the full month, with the same age, and it also offers one more thing, I need to tell you. For example, if you want to prorate on daily basis the depreciation, on prorate on daily basis, I'm here in asset, and I'll go back. I'm here in asset, and I have defined all assets components, I'm category name and some other stuff, and the start purchase date, commissioning date, purchase value, opening accumulation, for the number of years. Obviously, this 500 is for 1 year, one previous year, and the first month and the end of generally the end of the first month, starting from where the system is going to record the depreciation. So as soon as I press save, system defines me and creates this record, which I have already opened here to show you how this thing is recorded. But you see, it was if I go back to the schedule, you see uh, now it is changing for each month, because each month has different number of days. For example, March has 31st days, April has 30 days, May has 31st days, June has 30 days. So if you want the difference in between the months to be calculated, and will have an effect on the the total percentage, total depreciation amount calculated for the respective month, should be tabulated for the number of days in a month. That is also possible, we have a solution here, in the same line, here if you go in, you can define the salvage value, and you can also prorate depreciation based on a day, based on number of days in a month. I check this box, and that is why my depreciation schedule is redefined. So I can see, in the 31st month will have a depreciation like 172, but if a month is of 30 days, you can see it will come to like 167. So any prorating on daily basis. 500 is reflecting here for the first month, but this thing is not going to be recorded in accounting, because these depreciation respective per month depreciations are going to be booked for depreciation expense automatically. So you see, it looks like my depreciation table is okay. So I can come in here and I can submit. As soon as I'll submit, my record is going to be completed, completely recorded. And you see, this is the difference in between a draft document and a complete recorded asset. So this asset is recorded completely, and now as soon as you record, as soon as I submit, it has document has any asset has in fact statuses. You see, asset, there are so even you can see to it that what are going to be the functions on the system on an asset. For example, I just created, it was in draft mode like this, and then as soon as I submitted, it is fallen as partially depreciated if it was an existing asset, and if there were some previous dates upon which system is going to record the depreciations automatically. But if it is a current new asset, obviously it is going to be recorded currently as a submitted, and as soon as first depreciation entry is recorded, it is going to be declared as partially depreciated. So you see, you can do so much with the assets in the system. There are so many advanced functionality, but I'm going to talk about this currently, and then we will do all such things later on, because I want you to just digest this thing first, and as soon as you will feel comfortable, more comfortable, and we will move forward. So you see, as soon as you submit them, submit the existing asset of meeting table, So this thing is going to be, the same table is now reflecting here, and if the same table was here, it is also submitted automatically as soon as I submit the asset itself. So the document is locked, and the depreciation is locked, and the same depreciation schedule is listed here. You see, it comes here as well. It was not here earlier, but as soon as you submit, the depreciation schedule is reflecting here the same way it is there in another document in the depreciation schedule list. So now, you see, yani, I'm here. Today is 30th of April. So what, yani, as soon as you submit the depreciation, you do not need to do anything as far as depreciation is concerned, because for each day, system is going to check for these dates and pass the JVs for these amounts automatically. And how this thing is going to be done, by running, yani, the job is running automatically, the depreciation job runs automatically, yani, you do not need to do it, and system will pass the depreciation JV and will land this JV here, or this link record of any general voucher will be reflecting here automatically. So I'll just, show you how that job will run, and just I'm pushing it manually, but this thing runs automatically, and you do not need to do it. The JV will run automatically. So you see, this is the depreciation job, and I'm executing it manually, but it runs on daily basis. You see, daily basis it runs automatically. So you see, as soon as I run it, and if I refresh the page, my submitted assets, either those are existing assets or either those are uh, you know uh, so you see, before I go to there is one more thing to be checked. So you see here, particularly here in your asset category, you need to define the accounting which you want to book for meeting table, like an asset account, like a depreciation accumulated account, or depreciation account. So you see, here in furniture and fixtures, yani, this particular account is going to be debited, yani, while you will create them, the particular accumulation and depreciation expense account, yani, and you can save it. And these particular GL accounts, yani, which I am opening as a separate in a separate window, to make, to make you more understanding, to have more understanding on the depreciation. You should know that, I'm in a GL account, and this particular GL account accumulated depreciation should have the same, yani, accounting type, otherwise system will not work on it. They see, accumulated depreciation account should have accumulated depreciation account type. So system understand these types to handle the GL accounts, identify them, that how to treat them, yani, with a debit or credit. So for example, this is a depreciation expense account. So you see, not only that, I have a particular expense account type as well as COGS, cost of goods sold, but asset is a different model in the module in the ERP, and requires, yani, depreciation expense account to be defined in account in GL accounts, yani, with a particular account type of depreciation itself. So this is how, yani, particularly, yani, you are going to be, system is going to throw, yani, what do you call, depreciation JVs automatically. So as soon as, yani, the job is running, this is going to be depreciation, expense, depreciation JVs are going to be recorded automatically, yani. So just let me check, if the JVs are fallen. JVs are going to be fall here, yani, as soon as the JVs, the jobs are running, yani. You see, this is the job. I push it, and this is the job, yani, it is already completed, but looks like, so you see, this is the job. I just push it, yani. So if I go to any, Just a minute, Yani. There is a little tweaking requires, Yani. Just give me a minute. I'll show you, Yani, how this thing is in fact, going to throw the JVs, Yani. Just please give me a minute. So you see, those JVs are fallen. So you see, Yani, one little tweaking requires to be done. Since your company is solely project oriented, so you see, system was going to go. The job will run automatically and will throw the JVs. But you see, especially for depreciation JVs, obviously, it should be recorded with a common project, Yani, because particularly you cannot charge an asset for a particular project, Yani, because it is company oriented, Yani, globally the all depreciation should be charged on company level, not a project level. So I have created a common project which you can book in this kind of recordings, where you, because the project is mandatory in most of the cases for invoicing and for purchasing and for even the JVs, Yani. So for JVs, Yani, if you think that if you do not have a particular project, then you should use a common project. So you see, JVs are recorded, and you see why it is not recorded for the 31st of May, because obviously this date is a future date; it's not yet come. But you see, we are already here, and system has already recorded JVs until here, and for these amounts. Yani. So for example, if I open a JV, you will see, Yani, it is going to be this amount which system is going to book. System is going to book for this particular asset as a depreciation expense. So you see, this JV is recorded automatically in a draft stage, Yani, which you can take up and you can submit, Yani, because there is a workflow. So that is why, due to a workflow, system has thrown in this record in a draft stage, for which you have to take it. Accounting department has to take it up. You see, depreciation expense, or maybe I'll make it big, Yani. So you see, any depreciation expense is debited with the same amount, yeah, 172. You see, and if I go back to any, I'm talking about this line particularly. Do you see? Any I open this JV, which is recorded on 31st of January automatically by the system as per your depreciation schedule, and you see this amount is going to be booked. Not that 500 as an opening is not going to be reflecting here. You see, for just for the month of January by the same day. You see the date. And this thing was required initially, which I just configured. So because you are going to book the JVs on company level, so you do not particularly need to tag a project, so that common project is going to serve the purpose in this case, Yani. But obviously it is going to hit the GL accounts on company level, Yani. So expense debit, accumulation depreciation is credit for a meeting table, which is in fact my existing table, existing asset purchased somewhere in the back of a year ago. which I just incorporated in my ERP. I do not need to do anything at all for the rest of the time for this meeting table, because this thing is recorded correctly with the accurate depreciation schedule table based on the depreciation method. And now the depreciation will be running automatically, creating the JVs by each day as per the schedule. Yani now the new JV will be recorded automatically at this time. Yani you do not need to do anything at all. So you create your all of your assets, submit them before submitting. Check the depreciation schedule that it should be correctly reflecting the per month expense amount and accumulation expense, and then it's going to be all done. Yeah. But you see, yani, this way depreciations are recording. Let's go to see the same existing asset in a report. Yani. So you see, yani, if I go to the asset module here, I have created two assets and I have defined the asset categories for assets. Now let's go to see the fixed asset register, which is in fact a report. You have other reports like a ledger, depreciation ledger, or maybe the other one with the balances and some other reports for maintenance and repairs. Yani. But we are particularly talking about the depreciation. So let's see first this report and then we will see this report. So you see, this is a depreciation sketch asset register report. So you see, I filter it out my records, but I have only one record in my asset list. I go back to my asset list. You see, draft records are not complete records, and those are not going to be reflecting in the reports. Anywhere in the system, draft records are unfinished, incomplete records. Incomplete records will not be reflecting in the reports unless and until you submit them correct, fill them, record them correctly, and press the submit button. And system takes the submit action as well, like the way we did for meeting table. So you see, if I go back to the fixed asset register, so only my meeting table is reflecting here. So you see, with all the details which I composed, and you remember, 10,000 was the gross purchase and 5,500 was the opening accommodation. So the net asset value on first of January, because we started the what do you call the starting we started the depreciation starting from first month of January, yani, and this is how this thing is reflecting here. Just a minute, yani. This is one kind of a report. Let's go to see the ledger, yani. You see, you don't see the ledger, and if I go back to to show you the asset register, do you understand why any one depreciation JVs are thrown? Any depreciation the JVs are recorded automatically, but why those are not reflecting here? Because if I go to the JV list, you see JV system has thrown 4 JVs automatically just 7 minutes ago. You see depreciation type, and you have a JV types. So this is the type, yani, which system created automatically these 4 records. 1, 2, 3, 4 records. Why? Because if I go back to the asset, yani, for this asset, only 4 records are going to be created, because starting from this day, 4 JVs. Because this day is day at which we are already there, yani. But this is a future date. So obviously, when it comes, system will pass the JV, because you remember the matching concept of accounting, that the particular expense should be recorded in the same month, and it should be recorded when it exactly occurred, yani. So this particular depreciation expense is not occurred, is in fact going to be and about to be occurred at this point of time. That is a future time. So when it comes, it will occur, and the JV will be recorded automatically. So you see these four records in my JV, in my journal entry record. But you see why those are not reflecting and updating my fixed asset register with the depreciation amount, as well as not here in my depreciation ledger. Why? Because the same story. Those are still in draft state. Those are still someone has to check them, and someone has to submit them, and someone has to further approve them as a finance manager. And this you can do it in the list view. If the same workflow state is same, you can do it from here as well. And you can also do it one by one. I'm doing it collectively, but if I want to do it, I can go in and I can do it one by one. So I need to fill a task. Just a minute. Or better to just remove the task, because in this case there is no need for task. Counting. Just a minute. So now I can now approve it. Yeah. The system will take effect. You see, approved by finance. So this is the last approval. He can then cancel, but he cannot. This is the last approval for the JV that accounting guy will approve, create them, and the finance will approve it. Yeah. So you see, now this is approved, but these three are not yet approved. So as soon as those are going to be completed, those are going to be green like this. Yeah. So I can approve them from here. So these three are going. These are also approved. Yani if refresh, you will see. So you see now these JVs are in fact the completed records, submitted records hitting my general ledger. The same way depreciation expense debit accumulated credit. Yani. So you see, if I come back here in my report and I just need to refresh, so my depreciation amount is going to be reflecting. So for those four entries contributed this much expense in terms of depreciation for my meeting table until now, starting from 1st of January. So today, if you're going to ask me what is the asset value, this is the asset value as of today. Because this report is working on a today base, yani. But if you go to the ledger, you have a particular date range which you can choose, and you can choose. You see, you have only two records for March and April, but we have passed four JVs. So why those four GVs are not reflecting? Because you did not any ask system to start from January. So those four lines will be coming here for the same depreciation amount as per your depreciation schedule within with asset. You see the same four amounts reflecting here in your depreciation expense in depreciation ledger report. So for the same furniture table, sorry, meeting table for asset category is partially depreciated in time and all. Oh, this is a ledger. Ledger means each in and out will come in here. This is a fixed asset register report. The whole lump sum one line will come with the data that what is the asset name, category, date and time, amount, and the lump sum figures then. Because it is register will bring one line for the all assets. So you see, this report can be pushed to PDF or export in Excel as well. No problem. These are in fact the filters, yani, which you can pick and choose. For example, I just want to see existing assets only. So I just click in here, and since a meeting table is my existing asset, so it is reflecting here. So it is only one record, so obviously this this checkbox. You can also set even date range by yourself. You can also define based on which date, yani, date range, which date you want to set a filter for. So it's very easy. These are filters you need to populate the data in here as you want it. It's very simple. So now I'm done talking. I want you to please ask any question you want. While Yusuf, Abdullah,
Right now,
just a minute. Yeah, Yusuf, can you open your mic? Open your mic now.
yes, boss.
Yeah, you can. What is your question?
We'll handle some data, then we will try how it. We need to know how it is working, and I don't think it is very difficult to enter the data. And this method is very easy.
Yeah, you're right, Yani. So, Abdullah, do you have any questions? Abdullah, open your mic.
Sir.
Do you have any questions, Yani? You were listening what I'm talking about?
Yes, I see. I listened.
And Joel, Yani, are you with us?
For brother, Mr. For the GV, when the month closing, for example, May not coming till now, right? I listen to for this point. When the finish the months finish, we already GV automatically
Yeah,
in
automatic.
automatic, right?
Right, for depreciation, Yani, automatic
Mm.
JB. No need to do anything.
Mm.
Just check, Yani, just check. It will fall like a draft here.
Only
Uh,
posting, only
ah,
click
Posting.
posting
Only
and
approval and click posting. Finish.
approval. And the
Yeah.
approval and the journal transaction direct or posting direct to for
GL.
example, balance
Uh,
sheet or P&L like this.
Wala, you are right. Yani. You direct, yani, it will fall like draft. You just just open, or maybe you can just choose from the list to approve and reject and submit any post. It will hit
Mm.
ledger, yani. And if I go to profit loss, yani, let me show you profit loss, yani. You see, you can type profit loss here as
Yes,
well.
yes.
So you see, if I go to profit loss, you can see it,
From
yani.
general ledger.
Uh, Profit loss or report, yani. It is a report, and
Mm.
you see, it is depreciation expenses here, yani. You see, same amount is here. Same amount.
And
You see, how much is the amount? Yani, let me yani, show you one thing here. So you see, 668 is my depreciation amount as per the fixed asset register. For my meeting table, this much is depreciated as of now. The same thing is reflecting in the profit loss. The same thing is reflecting in my asset register. You see, this thing. If you total, if I total this thing, since it is a ledger, ledger does not have a total. But if you can take to export, let's just export into the Excel, the ledger. So you see, system has thrown me in Excel, and you can open this Excel. You see, asset depreciation ledger in Excel, and you can make a total if you want for this report only, because it is a ledger. Ledger has in and out different lines, If you total, it will reach to 668, You see, the same amount for
uh,
against which each JV is recorded, And if I'm showing you the balance sheet, sorry, profit loss where the expense is recorded. And if I go to take you this particular ledger, you can click in here, and system will take you directly to the general ledger of the depreciation expense account. And you see, even the date, the whole fiscal year date is auto set, which you can set as you want it. Like today is 30th of April. So you see, those four 4 lines for depreciation expense, debit line for depreciation expense, where depreciation expense is debited, is recorded like this against the type with the number, even with the other account which was credited in against those debited. Accumulated was credited, you see, with the particular asset name as well. With the particular asset name. This is the asset name, you see. Yani, for example, if you want check the general ledger of let just remove it, yani, the account, and if you want just to see yani the asset, so you can just see the ledger of the asset. For example, it was posted in furniture and fixture account because it is a meeting table. So if I choose here, you see there is no record because it is an asset account. What system is recording, uh, particularly asset module for against these JVs, the expense account and the accumulated depreciation account. Those two are hitting as far as depreciation is concerned. For opening balances for asset, we need to make a JV. Yani I will create this as soon as you will go live, and I'll ask you to provide me the balances. So, do you have any other question, yani Mr. Joel or Mr. Abdullah or Mr. Yusuf?
Mr. Sorry, brother, for us, it's very important for assets, for the opening balance, for the new, for example, new vehicle. For example, new vehicle, the date for purchase and the date used, and percentage, also percentage, where the percentage, for example, in 5 years, and this machine or this vehicle for 5 years. I bought 5 years for it. And I need with the percentage, for example, مثلا 20 percentage when you make depreciation monthly.
Yeah, you're right. Yani, I understand your question. I understand your question. You see, it was the meeting table is existing asset. Yeah, I told you there are two type of asset. Existing asset which comes from the previous years, and the new asset which you can purchase as a new asset. But you see, this is the straight line method, and this is the age 60 years, like 5 months, 5 years. Then 60 months, 5 years.
5 years, 60 months.
60 months means
Mm.
5 years
Yes.
straight line. So system automatically
Uh,
calculates the depreciation percentage.
maybe standard for a straight line
Yeah,
depreciation. This is standard.
yeah, you are
All
right.
the standard, yes.
Yeah, you are right. Yani.
Mm.
So you see, this is how yani, you are defining this thing is calculated based on the depreciation method defined in the age of the asset, and also yani, it takes effect if you define the salvage value. It's here within this line. Yeah, you know, it's here within this line. If you want that thing to be upfront, you can bring 10 fields here by working with this wheel. So you click in here, and this is the salvage value. You see percentage or maybe the life in both, but it should not be exceeding any 10 columns at a time. So you see
Mm.
those fields are now reflecting here, which for which I went inside. These two. So you see this was the existing asset for which I have run the case. Tomorrow I'm going to show you how a new asset is going to be purchased and how new asset is going to be booked for the depreciation mechanism while running the purchasing cycle, and will land here in assets as a vehicle, and how we are going to record not existing asset but a new asset. So we will talk. There are, as I told you, there are two types. This type is an existing asset, but this is not an existing asset. So I can bring this thing here in the list. Just I'll show you one thing. It will be more easy to understand here. Yani is existing asset. This is one. So see, yani in asset list, I just bring something up front, so it will make more easy for you to to look on it and to understand that which one is existing asset and which one is a new asset. You see, meeting table is existing asset, but Toyota pickup, which I'm going to show you run the case tomorrow, is not an existing asset. It is going to be a new asset. This check is not on for him for this Toyota pickup, yani. So I'm going to run this case tomorrow to show you how you are going to book a new asset by running the purchasing cycle. And the purchasing cycle will run by purchasing department obviously, but it will come to you at the time of purchase invoice, and you then will purchase invoice will throw an asset automatically, and you will take up asset and you will record it.
Uh,
Understand, Yani?
okay, brother, Mr. Hassan, for me or for us, for assets, it's very easy, but same time it's very difficult because if we bought the everything transaction, okay. For example, the value for purchase and the percentage and how many years like this. After that, monthly, if we bought the transaction right, after that maybe it's very easy.
Yeah, Abdullah, I understand.
Monthly because monthly only posting and approved for the GV.
You are right, mashallah, you are right. You understand the whole stuff. I will help you. I will import all your asset by myself. First I want you to at least understand the module, and I'm going to send you one Excel template, yani, where you are going to produce me the data of each asset in Excel format, yani like fixed asset register, and I'm going to upload in the system, and all the assets will be line up here, and we will check them and we will submit them, and the rest, the only the depreciation approval and JV and posting automatically, and you do not need to do anything. But you should know at least how to create them. Yani if in future you purchase a new asset, you should know how to create it.
تمام.
So, Wala, thank you for your time, and it was good, Yani. Mohammed Yusuf.